Hi, and welcome back to another episode of stampinwithcandace.com. I have a really fun project to share with you today. And first I want to share with you where my inspiration came from. So we have a site on Facebook called the Demonstrator Planning Place, and people from all over the world share things. And Mindy Backus shared this fun project, and I just loved it. I had to create one of my own. I thought it was so simple and easy, but I used that for the inspiration for what I'm going to show you today. So I have been wanting to use this stamp set, blow out the candles, for quite a while. There's a matching die that you can get with it. You can get save a little bit if you buy it in the bundle. So this again was her card. This is my card that I came up with. So great way to come up with new things is just use somebody else's layout and stuff for your inspiration, and use a different stamp set. So I actually am heading to Florida really soon for Stampin' Up's 30th anniversary, and I signed up to do a few swaps, and I wanted to make them all match. So I actually have a 3D, a 12 by 12, and this card, and they all match using the same stamp set and color. So I just wanted to show you a couple things really quick on how to create these. So one thing on this is a photopolymer set, and one thing I love is you have the outlines as well as the fill-in, so you can just stamp it or you can color it in. So on the balloons, I decided that I was going to actually use our Stampin' Blends, and so this is the Calypso Coral. No, yeah, I think that's what it's called. And so I'm just going to start with the darker right here and just add a little bit. Make sure that you get your little edge there. And then I'm going to put just a titch on the top there as well. And then when I do this one, I like to kind of go in circles a little bit. It just makes it easier to blend when you're going around there. And remember, when you're using the Stampin' Blends, to use the Memento ink so that your alcohol doesn't blend in with there. And I'm just going to leave that little highlight in the edge there, and then I'm going to take the color lifter and kind of go over that little highlight, smooth out the edge there. So you can see how quick and easy, and you'll notice on the card, can you see that shine? I just used the Wink of Stella and colored that real quick to create that shine on those. So the other thing I wanted to show you is this little tag right here. So I just have a 1 inch by, I believe, 4, right? Yeah, 4-inch piece. And I'm using the triple banner punch, and you can slide that all the way in, punch it, slide it all the way in again. It makes the perfect little size for right there. And then I'm just taking our journaling pen, and I'm just gonna, you know, make a quick little stitched outline around it. And you can go all the way around it to create that. Excuse me. The last thing I want to show you is, oh, not last thing. Hang on one sec. I want to show you how I did this background on here, because it's a little bit different. One of the things I liked about this is with the snowflakes, it had like these little dots in there, so it kind of just created a fun little background. But you'll notice that this stamp set doesn't have that. You can get the confetti in the die, but not with the stamp set. So I'm going to show you how I created that really quick. So I'm using Daffodil Delight and So Saffron, and I'm using the solid image, and I'm just going to stamp my balloons really quick here. And don't worry if they're not filled kind of all the way in. It just gives you that kind of little highlight look that you got from the other one. And then what I'm using, this is the candle flame, and what I'm going to do, try and show you, is I'm just touching it at an angle. Can you kind of see how I'm not pressing it all the way? So I'm just getting that tip, and same thing when I'm pressing it onto the paper, I'm leaving it at that angle, and you can see that I'm kind of going in different directions. Make sure you use a small I can't think of what it's called, block, when you do that, so that you're not getting extra ink all over the place. So now you can see how I've just created that confetti look with the triangle from the flame. And then I'm going to take my lighter color, my So Saffron, and I'm just going to sponge up a little bit, and I'm just going to go in the center where my focal point is going to be. So I'm not covering the whole thing, just kind of going a little bit in my center. Now you can use the same color, but I liked the little bit lighter color better. And then you'll just place your piece on there, and I've used Stampin' Dimensionals to pop those up a little bit, and you can cut out the balloon with your dies that come with the die set. And the other thing I wanted to show you really quick, this. So I've used, this is the iridescent sequence assortment, and you can just see how fun those are. And I've just used, you can use the Tombow glue, or you can use the fine tip glue pen, or I think there's a new thing in the holiday catalog that helps you pick these up and put them on easier. But I've just kind of glued a little bit of those sequins to add to that confetti look. So now I want to hurry and show you the 3D project. So here's the card again. Here's the 3D project that I came up with. And now I am using the takeout Thinlits. These are also in the holiday catalog, and just a couple things on these. So I think I've told you this before, but I just take the white backer that it comes with and take the sticky off and put some sticky magnet on it, so it just makes it easy to keep it. And this one's double-sided. But one thing I wanted to point out on your takeout die is, remember, you need 2 pieces. So I loved what someone called this the L7 layout. So this is just a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper cut in half, and then you can line those up. And so on your die, it does the scoring for you, so you know exactly where to fold those. But so this is the small side, and then this is the part that goes together. And in order to get this little string here, I've just taken my 1/8 inch punch, and I put both of them together, and then you go right down that center right there, and it just kind of lines up perfect, and you can punch, and it will give you your hole that you can use to, so you want to make sure that you're down in this part, so when it's closed you have it. And then I just used the coral ribbon and tied a knot, so I put it through and then tied a knot on the inside. So the one other thing I want to show you, it's got the same thing on the balloons in the front here, but I guess there's 2 things I want to show you. So this piece right here is how I did the banner, and you can see these little lines. They're going to score. So when you fold them and you put it on your thing, so I popped it up with the dimensionals, and it just gives it kind of that little pop like it's a banner. But this piece right here, you'll notice, is the same size as this white piece right here. And so I wanted to show you really quick how I did that. And so I'm going to do the background the same as I did it on the other. So I'm just going to stamp a couple balloons here, stamp some confetti, fix this balloon a little bit. Nice thing about the photopolymer, really easy to reline it up if you need to. And then we're going to sponge it. So this one I am going to sponge kind of the whole thing because it's so small. Kind of highlight the edges just a little bit. But you'll notice that we have this black piece right here. I'm going to show you how to do that really quick. It's really easy. We're just going to add some snail to the back, and then I take my black piece, and I've already cut one so it already has that angle right there, but I'm going to line it up my spacing wise, and then I'm going to grab my Stampin' trimmer, and we're going to move the scoring blade out of the way. Remember, you can move the cutting blade out of the way here, so you don't have to take them on and off, and you can still use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up. I'm going to lift this up so you can hopefully see. You can see this is the open part where the blade runs through, and I'm just going to line my white up right along that line. And then when you run it through, again, do the same thing here. It gives you that nice even spacing around it that you can use. So here is my 12 by 12 page, and you can go to my blog and I will have the bigger picture so you can see it. But you can see I've done that same element. This is a little bit bigger. I believe it's the 1.5 inch, punched the same way, stitched the same way. Again, we have the iridescent ice. So I'm doing the same theme throughout. The one different thing here is the candles, and so all I've done to create those, normally I would say use the Stamparatus because that's a great way to line them all up, but this is a little too big. So what I have actually done, I'm going to try and make this so you can see it, is I've just taken a ruler and I've lined it up here. So I lined the edge up with my 1/2 inch here, and this line right here is roughly about 1/4 inch, so you can see. But what I want you to notice is when I line it up here, you can see the edge of this lines up with the 1 on the left side. Then I go to the 1/2 inch and line it up on the right side. Then I go to the next full inch away, left side, 1/2 inch away, right side, inch away, left side, 1/2 inch away, right side. And that just made it so it lined all up. And then I added that Wink of Stella again. See if I can catch the light. So you can see on the flames, just adds that little bit. Same thing here, the Wink of Stella on the frosting, and that's just popped up, and this is stamped right on it. So I recommend stamping that first and then putting it on. One last thing I wanted to show you is this page right here. Can't think of the color. Calypso Coral, no, Coastal Cabana is actually 8.5 by 11, but I liked this black popping up behind it. So what I did is I just did a 1/8 inch by 11 inch piece, and I just tucked it up underneath. So it gives kind of that fun little edge there, ties in the black. This is my Daffodil Delight stitched ribbon, so it's got the crosses on the front, but I used the stitching to match with the stitching on the page to go across there to divide it up. So you can have a fun little event, you know, somebody's birthday, and you've got their fun little card, and you've got a little cute little gift for them, and you can take all those great pictures, and you've got your 12 by 12 to put it on. And this month actually happens to be my birthday month. It's my Stampin' Up anniversary. Not my actual birthday, but my Stampin' Up birthday. So be sure to check out my specials. I believe it's 13 years I've been a demonstrator now, and I love sharing this with you. I hope you've enjoyed this project. Remember, go to my blog, and it will have all the details on there of what you need in order to create this and how to make it. And have a great day. Thanks again for sharing a few minutes with me.